Okay, there's still obviously quite a few on Fnatic. They'll come up a little bit later going against Astralis. Electronic and Flamey start off well for Na'Vi, so it could be back-to-back rounds. Should be back-to-back rounds. Just pistols for Liquid. Electronic will take down Eleague as well, trying to flash himself a river, get flashed back out toward the water, and even though they've snapped up the B site, they'll all be found free of charge. 100 HP left on all 5 Na'Vi players. 5-2.
Quite a simple round there. In more ways than one.
I knew you were going to do it.
Round number 8. And we'll have money back in favour of Team Liquid here. It's going to be Electronic. Looking towards short there. Finding the very easy kills. Just spraying them down, not even looking at him. That's a good way to get his confidence built up, as the desk touched on. His performance in this tournament has been questionable. Some very good games and some absolute shockers. 5-2. Zeus. Liquid Zeus, that is, with just the CZ. That's been his best performing weapon, believe it or not. Round number 8. And this is more of the same from Na'Vi here. Default as Zeus pushes off towards shore, trying to get that opening kill. Actually dinks at Electronic in the process. Can't take him down, though. Down to 8 HP.
Nitro. Swing back aggressively toward the stairs with JDM playing above him. Again, they go down a man, only just. Edward timidly will smoke off toward bathrooms. They've got smoke coming from below them as well as Flamey works up the hallway. With that smoke down, he could actually not only take advantage of the hole in the door, he could bypass the 2 players directly behind him. He's got to be so careful, though. There's a timer on this. He's aware of it because that smoke, due to dissipate, will do so now. Reads the time well. Doesn't gain as much as he might have liked from this, but him holding this position at underpass and confirming that no one was peeking out toward water. The rest of his team are going to take that to their advantage and work toward B. Interestingly enough, there's hardly anyone in the site as well. It's Twist toward jungle.
Well, remember that first pick came courtesy of Electronic, where Zeus was pushing short with the CZ. Flamey holding patiently. This is very good. It's a common rotation point for the CTs through the connector. He shuts one kill down. That's the cue for the terrorists to make their way towards the B bomb site. Might be saving this point for Team Liquid. No reason to go for this whatsoever. Twist does find something. All of a sudden, this looks quite promising now. JDM will be dropped by Flamey. It feels like they're committed at this stage. Eleague might want to consider falling back. Flamey's got that huge hole in the door, going for the wall banks here, and forces them to run away and hold on to their weaponry here. Twist, especially with that low HP, can't justify going for that one. JDM made it a little bit exciting there with the kill in the connector, but still a 3-on-2, and the CTs struggling with money now. Seems like Na'Vi are really onto something. 3 rounds in a row after being down at 5-0. Twist desperate to hold on to his AK-47. You can see players triangulating towards his position.
M4.
Here it comes. Yeah, he probably gets him now. Yep, down he goes.
So Liquid, after going for the Hail Mary play after the technical, caught off, broken. Now battered and bruised. Not quite enough money to buy anything around Eleague. Go for armor at the best case, get some utility, try and slow them down, maybe get that rifle in a better position, but... Alright, so a couple flashes. Oh, here we go. Zeus with the Zeus.
You've been waiting for it.
Is this it?
The moment. Yeah. So just to reiterate, you're going to shave your head if Zeus...
Not like bald, not like big shave, but like number 1.
Like I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that makes it even worse when you put it that way.
Sure. Alright, well...
Oh, where is he? I'm going to keep it locked on him. The problem is he's underpass too. This is like actually viable.
Oh God, please tell me it's him.
You commentate. I'm just going to cross my fingers.
It's simple and Flamey to find very simple frags, at least with the M4, but remember that's safe in the previous round. Let's take down 1, but the round should be over. But bear in mind, the protagonist of this round still alive here. Zeus, the taser in hand. If he does take down the other in-game leader of Na'Vi, get the memes ready. Prepare the barber chair. Richard Lewis will be shaving Matt's head.
Richard, what?
He's got experience.
He's gonna like cut me. As if I want to trust that man with a knife to my throat.
No one's going near your throat.
Zeus. It has to be Zeus Zeusing Zeus. It can't just be Zeus Zeusing anyone. He's fully committed to this, by the way. Look at him. He's just not even moving. He's just sitting down there. Zeus has the bomb. Surely he's not going to be the one to go. 40 seconds. In fact, he's going too long. Good boy. Keep going that way. Run far, far away, Zeus. Don't pass the bomb to Simple, whatever you do.
It looks like you might be safe. Zeus is going towards long with the bomb. Tase Zeus is holding strong in connector. 5-4. Guaranteed. That's Head of hair safe as well. The bomb will be planted. Quite clinical stuff there from Na'Vi. Not forcing the issue, they're waiting and seeing if there's any risk of danger. He still sits there. I'm looking over now. He's got a smile on his face. He's enjoying himself, just sat there waiting for it. There still is a bit of danger for you, Matt. As
oh God, Zeus is the closest.
He's the closest player.
Oh no!
Please.
Oh no!
Please, hurry! Oh, he's gone the other way. Check connector.
Stop it! Henry's going to be that guy from DreamHack Bucharest with the sign. Go B.
Oh, it's not going to happen. Oh well, it will be a very long-winded round.
Does mean he keeps it for the next round, though.
True.
But I think he'll hold a gun. It's more viable. How does no one even look there? That's surprising to me. They know he's not saving much. He's literally saving a Zeus.
Yep.
He was that committed to it.
We'll give them a chance to use that as a timeout. They had plenty of time to chat there and work out what the play is for this round. Shots towards the chest, the stomach, and of course grenades. As JDM will find his first shot. Electronic offers himself up on the plate, running through the smoke, and JDM ready and waiting to pull the trigger. Welcomes him with open arms. 5 on 4. 12k just a note on Simple. Just a very similar story for Flamey. Zeus on 8,000, so they've got money today. That's so good on the T side. You can buy for about 3 rounds in a row with that. So just building up cash, and Electronic goes down by himself. Let's follow his score at this point. 4 for 6, not having a barn burner as of yet, but still very early days.
So M4 in hand for Zeus. He is playing close to Monster. They would not be able to meet each other again in this major after this game. Maybe some slight chance in the playoffs if they both make it. Eleague takes down Edward. Good response, gives them the advantage. Eleague's looking for more than that, but nice reaction, Flamey. Out from behind the flowers. And he's anything but soft. He's going to try and hold the bomb plant down default. Zeus will get in behind the truck, and Simple's watching to make sure anyone coming up from dumpster is checked off. Boost for JDM, but no one present.
Yeah.
In fact, the Molotov extending through the fence, so they spotted Boost and then killed it off. But good spot from JDM to take down Zeus, thank you. It means that even though the Zeus has a Zeus, Zeus is dead.
It's going to be a lot about this game, and Flamey in the open. How is he not punished there? The refrag had to come in. JDM can't quite hit the shot, but Twist certainly will. Simple now 2 versus 1. He normally wins these. Orb versus Orb, and Simple just toying with him right now. Wants to bail out a shot, shoulder peeking it. JDM, remember, he had glass cannon, I mean, he had no kit, no armor, no nades. He just has to save here. It's going to be 5 rounds in a row for Na'Vi. Very well done, and Simple, you know he's not done just yet. He wants to take him down. JDM's aware of him. Misses the shot, and he gets punished. You can hear the cries from across the room. Simple and co. Fist bumping and getting fired up, and not so jovial in the Liquid camp there, as you can see.
Well, the 5-0 start that's just dissolved in front of their eyes.
Into Liquid.
Evaporated into gas.
Well, there you go. There's a stat on your screen. Won 5 straight rounds in a row.
I thought you were going to listen. There's a stat on your screen. Okay, thanks, Henry.
You can read it yourself. I'm not doing it. Don't pay me to read.
Oh, Liquid had such a great start, but then the economy, because they were kept so honest, fell apart. Simple back out toward long. JDM and Eleague will work bathrooms together.
Scout for Eleague. He does actually use his weapon more often than JDM does, believe it or not. He's quite handy with it. I don't see him causing a massive amount of damage here, but he could weaken some opponents up for the CZs to profit from. We'll see what happens here as Simple goes towards long. You can wallbang that tree if you suspect someone's behind it. There's not this time. It's going to be his counterpart, Eleague, waiting on the other side. HG's towards the tree just in case. Eleague thought that was a flashbang, that's why he turned away. Very slow default here for Na'Vi. Get some connector control, pinch that end together. More often than not, you want to be going towards long on these sort of rounds because it's not like there's going to be an orb available, but there is a scout. And a flashbang, not a smoke, towards the bathrooms. Could yield a frag for Twist. It certainly does, and he will go down, but Eleague answers back. Nice frag, 3 on 3.
That all got awkward due to a very poorly timed flash that blinded Edward. And Twist went on it. Great shot, Eleague to follow it, but Twist definitely was smart to capitalize on that. 3 versus 3. AWP now for JDM as a result of this as well. But Nitro's alone in B for now, and he's only got a CZ. No armor to work with. Bomb planted as well. He'll know that. He'll call it. With no kits. Eleague picking up an AK-47 and JDM with an AWP and armor. Oh, I can't picture them really giving this a go. They'll inquire at least. Get a quote. Maybe more than that. Maybe they do want to go. Good trade by Eleague. Committed to it. Eleague will take down Electronic as well. He doesn't have armor, but doesn't matter about aim punch because he's not getting hit. Now he will blame me, but he's stuck on top of it. And the AWP picked up
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
He's off it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure that they had it in time.
Oh, Eleague did so much work there, man. It was beautiful. He felt like that was it. The round was done, but JDM caught once again with no kit. It's Eleague just hitting those headshots. AK-47 in hand, got it done. Information was there. Synergy was good. Flamey, though, 2 versus 1, died in the flames. And JDM couldn't do anything about the defuse once more, but that was an eco, remember. And unfortunately, it doesn't really do much for them because Na'Vi had so much money before. Even the fact they found all 5 kills doesn't really damage Na'Vi in any way, shape or form. You see Electronic even after reinvestment of 10k. Same story for Flamey. That didn't really help Liquid whatsoever.
So needs to fall back. JDM at least holding the up over. Gives them a bit more to work with, but 6 straight now for Na'Vi. Smoke didn't quite bounce all the way down toward water, but it'll bounce off the sandbag and still cover off the entry point. Electronic gets in the way there, so 2's Flamey. Flash to check Monster. Twist and Zeus actually don't want to do that. They're going to stay inside of the site. Good timing if anyone came in.
Ooh, Eleague, that's brave. I mean, that sort of push does take down Edward. Doesn't take too much damage for it. It's simple. Ready and waiting to pull the trigger. There are players at the barrels and the ramp indeed. And as they start to coordinate themselves back towards the B-bomb site, Electronic tagged up by JDM. He's having a difficult game, can't really get into this one so far, and then it will be a B commitment from Na'Vi here.
Nitro had window and was already close to B, but for some reason they thought they funneled the front bathroom, so he left the site. Good play from Zeus to take out Zeus. M4, JDM as well was already pushed around behind, but elects to rotate back the long way. This all comes down to directly inside of the site, comes down directly to Twist, or doesn't, at least with their time. Low HP, but Twist doesn't realize Electronic still toward Monster. That said, 12 seconds, 16 HP. Not likely Electronic's able to do anything with this.
You're absolutely right there. And he's got $10,000. Doesn't really matter if he gets no cash. Next round, if he can take down JDM, yeah, no, that's really significant, but nice work by young Josh there to pull out the pistol, finish things off with the P250, and tie things up to 6-6. Remember, they're 5-0 up. This has not been a great game since Liquid came out of the trap. Very hot indeed. Round number 13, Zeus, the coach, as we keep pushing. Great job there with the M4A4, holds him at bay, and buys time for Twist there as we get into round number 13. No double orb setup, and once again, Zeus is down to the CZ. That has been a key storyline of this game. He keeps dropping weaponry for his style players. Zeus was actually a pro player not so long ago. He did Immortals for a while. I think Sao Paulo was his last event in Pro League.
ESL Pro League Season 5 Finals.
It was his last event, and it was a bit of a shocker. It wasn't surprising that he was removed, but still, it wasn't years ago he was a pro, so
that was what brought Steel back to that team.
Indeed. So some good came out of it. Steel back into the spotlight.
He replaced Showtime. Steel replaced him. Someday Scrawny's going to replace me. It'll be Henry G and Scrawny.
Is that the logical conclusion of all this?
Something's got to give.
Okay. We'll just wait for you to say that one line that goes too far.
Well, there's been a few.
Yeah, well, you're still here. Well, for now, good long control from Na'Vi. Less than a minute remaining. One smoke just to take vision away from the CTs at the very end. Nitro can be flashed through. That's a key play there. If you sense the T's are getting very close, you can see him position right there in the top left. Teammates can flash him in. You can push through the smoke and try and take one player down and use the smoke as a veil to fall back. from what I can see and execute, very likely here. We still have 3 smokes for Na'Vi. Edward just helps himself to the bomb site here, takes down 1, and that's an absolute nightmare for Twist. Nitro lets him down there. 4-on-4, but Zeus holding that CZ in hand, trying to backstab him now. Eleague will get to him first. 4-on-2, Electronic and Flamey desperately trying to hold on to the round.
Could be back to back for Liquid, exactly what they need to boost the economy. Flash coming off. Nitro found. They'll reflash. Electronic still survives. 28 HP. Off at his feet as well if he wants it, but Zeus is going to take down Flamey and Electronic nowhere to go. JDM gets the kill. Liquid get the round 7-6. So back in it. Looked like they were going to fall off or fall apart after losing the 6 in a row, but they still have some fight left. Could split the half still. Na'Vi with weapons to bring up once more.
Edward once again aggressive towards long. This time gets 1, but his teammates get punished with the flashbangs coming through. Nitro holding strong once more. 7-6, they take the lead. This game could be quite interesting. I thought Na'Vi would completely run away with this game, but obviously that great start from Liquid have set them up quite nicely here. This will be the final buy for Na'Vi. Round number 15 won't be too strong, but that's a great start. Simple finding the boosted JDM. Sniper rifle above the smoke, trying to use the one-way to his advantage, but Simple greets him. And now they've got plenty of time just to get basic map control. Aim to get towards the bathrooms. Once the smoke goes down, you can flash in through it if you want to. Edward just doesn't even care about that, straight through. Nitro once again hasn't really been changing up his play. So he's holding on the bomb site, hitting the shots that matter, and for now dropping a smoke just to buy some time. Bomb still down in T steps, just to note. So they won't necessarily commit towards the A bomb site, as you can see that. Edward all the way at the end, and Zeus, the in-game leader of Na'Vi, gets taken down by Eleague, AK-47. This is an interesting push. Great work there by the coach of Team Liquid. Great information, finds the kill, falls back, stays alive.
Nicely down to 8-6 as a result of it as well, because Eleague will take Edward. It's a 2-man advantage. Electronic goes into the B site. Zeus is pushing so far forward beyond Monster. It could be a problem. He's reacted quick. Certainly has some snap to his aim, but Electronic gets the kill, and Twist will be limited toward jungle. And the bomb gets planted as a result. Simple on the AWP. Electronic trying to play off the smoke. Has to turn his attention back. His aim prefixed upon the window and balcony position, as he would be exposed from there first, so it requires him to hit a perfect shot before he would get challenged from anyone else. He does have to trade back. Now he will be challenged. Unfortunately, he lost Simple. It left him no option but to go aggressive. And the round to Liquid, so 8-6.
It's looking good, isn't it?
If Dan wins this, after being 2 ahead of it, I'm out. I'm done the predictions.
Well, it's looking quite good at this point. Liquid keeping strong here, and this was a nice frag. This was very key to funneling them back towards that B bomb site. Eleague, AK-47 in hand, always going to do very well indeed. 3 kills in total. Electronic couldn't finish things off there. Money not too amazing for them in the final round here. UMP coming out for Zeus. There are 3 AKs. We see Edward with no grenades whatsoever. Simple still with the orb. 12 frags for him. Suddenly slowed down in terms of his overall pace. 15 for Flamey. 12 for Simple. Electronic 9. Edward 5. And Na'Vi Zeus on 3 for 11. He's had a very poor tournament as well, I have to say. The coach, Zeus, has got 7 kills, so here's the B rush, and Twist will go down first. Fast
Play from Na'Vi to end the half. Time to go fast as well because they have buy and everything available to them. Not a full buy, but good enough. And we'll take out Zeus. Nitro going to rotate back around, try and get inside of the site. In fact, go for the boost with Eleague for information. They've got the plant down. Zeus behind the bags on 12 HP. A nade would do if they had one ready. Nitro does, but he's the man boosting Eleague, so we can't quite throw it right now. The longer you sit and commit to this, the less time you're actually pushing, trying to take matters into their own hands. They'll go now as a result of it. Molotov to sandbags first to hold them out. Good shot. Electronic Eleague down. Nitro as well to Flamey. And round surely done. It's a 1 versus 5 for JDM.
Yes.
Fair enough. Goes in, all out, but 8-7 at the end of the half.
Yeah, not really much they could do about that one. As a contact B play for them, Na'Vi. Twist, I have to say, for all the praise he's been getting for how strong he's been in this Liquid roster, which is absolutely true. He has been phenomenal since he joined the team, but this has been a very poor map for him. He's holding that B bomb site. He doesn't seem to be trading effectively or hitting the shots in the back. He finishes the half on, I think, 5 kills total for Team Liquid, so that was a key problem for them. After going up 5-0, it will end up 8-7 in favour of Team Liquid. They still win the half, but remember now, things switch over. Na'Vi go on the more favoured side, the counter-terrorists. And this pistol will be very important indeed. Liquid obviously won it in the first half and found the 3-0, then the 5-0. Na'Vi came to life with, I think, 5 rounds in a row of themselves. Indeed, it was 6, and then they got the last round there. So there's Eleague discussing with his team. He finishes with 18 kills, 8 deaths. Always a solid performer. Sometimes he's godlike.
Highest rated North American player. Is he the only North American player in the HLTV top 20?
I wouldn't want to say, I don't know.
Might have been, I can't recall myself. Certainly was up there. So Zeus and Zeus comparisons again, 7-4 in terms of kills. That favors Brazilian Zeus. So a slow start for Mr. Na'Vi.
Yeah, not ideal. Both 30 years old, the old boys. You like to see that. As we get into the first round of the second half. There will be 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, no upgraded pistols on the T side for Team Liquid. A defuse kit for Na'Vi Zeus and 2 flashbangs. As they go towards connector, can open the door and find Simple. He'll drop down from that boost. Eleague will connect to control, looks towards the bathrooms, not going to spot anything, but he certainly does get spotted. He'll know that he's been seen from the A-bomb site and just go to look in every single corner here towards long.
Edward will watch frontside bathrooms. Thought he spotted a flash, realizes that there's some decoys involved. That one was a flash, he dodged at the time, but Simple doesn't lose his vision. He's able to take Eleague. Fully blinded, Edward just starts to get vision back, and it's soon enough, because he'll take down JDM, Twist as well, and we're back to 8-8 with momentum in favor of Na'Vi.
Very similar pistol to the first half, you remember. Liquid shutting down the A approach from Na'Vi in a very similar fashion, headshots across the board. And Liquid try a very almost mirror approach that as they go in and get completely wrecked almost in the exact same fashion. 8-8, Na'Vi win the pistol, no bomb planted, so just a force buy. We're coming in from Team Liquid here. Deagles, CZs, and they haven't actually gone all in on the armor. Eleague, Nitro and JDM. Just getting Deagles or PT50 for JDM and trying to keep the money strong. It makes sense. If you're going to get a 1 Deag, it's unlikely you'll take any bullets at the very start, as Eleague might show you now. Edward falls back. No need to force the issue here. Takes an A to the face. He's got the M4s there. High value targets there. And he'll take down Nitro and try and survive here, which he does. Down to 30 HP. JDM upgrades to the Deagle.
So Edward will wait. Cubby side of long A. Eleague, Deagle in hand, starts to find out what's going on inside of the bathrooms. Fair play. Flaming takes down Zeus. So 2 down to the price of none. Edward's gonna wait near the sign, let them walk in. Fire potential was Simple, who's behind the truck. Quick spot of Zeus showing back of the site. Edward's on 30, by the way, so he could potentially get caught out. More so now because Simple was playing with him to support that position, to strengthen it. 30 HP though, and swing wide. Find Eleague. Should still go to Na'Vi. There's a question mark on that. Or is there? Zeus gets back in position, take down Twist. 9-8. A couple good shots in there with the Deagles though.
They do manage to take the 2-0. Yes, you're absolutely right. A couple of decent shots there, but Team Liquid can't get the bomb down. And it does mean they'll take a full eco here. Pressure starting to get to them now. Gun rounds is when they'll have a chance to fight back. But for now, objective will just be maybe squeeze out a bomb plant. Stick together, try and trade 1 frag, maybe 2. And the upgraded weapon is Twist with Deagle. Nice front boost Nitro. Nice little double hop there. Doesn't do too much for him with the Glock, but we'll see what he
keep
did.
Going.
Edward.
Just gets him dead first.
Yeah. Well, Simple chomping at the bit to get involved with this one. He'll find a Zeus and maybe a couple more at the MP9 against unarmored opponents. Sure, might not have much range, but it still will do a lot of damage to them. He'll receive a lot of damage as well. Goes down to 21 HP. Trying to get his confidence after the in-game leader of Na'Vi, Zeus. Had a poor game so far, but finds a few frags there. And JDM, the last remaining, with a Glock in hand, hoping to outposition them. Maybe find the aforementioned Zeus on low HP. Which you will not. Zeus is aware, takes him down. They find double digits first, and then on the CT side, remember, this is where things start to become a little bit worrying for Team Liquid. Didn't fully commit to the force buy, remember, so they can afford an AWP and more grenades than usual, so they have the Molotovs, the smokes, flashbangs, and, of course, the AK-47s.
So tack timeout number 1 for Na'Vi.
Yeah, they just won the round. So I guess this is what we call the bonus round. So they have the opportunity now to go very aggressive if they want to. They've got 2 SMGs, one of which is an MP9 and an MP7. That's for Edward and Flamey, respectively. And they can now either opt something like get 2 players in towards connector, or push up top middle with a flashbang, push off short, something like that. You don't want to hold up in a default with SMGs, really, especially not an overpass. You'll get beaten in range, and it'll be difficult to make those work. So I would suggest trying to get in there, maybe pushing a certain choke point and finding one frag, upgrading one of those SMGs to an AK, falling back and stopping Liquid for any sort of tactic or set piece they had in mind. But I'm sure Liquid will be aware of this prospect, and they'll be holding up in a very methodical defensive default at the very start of the round. It'd be a massive oversight from them to allow those MP7s to get in range of finding a kill at the very start of the round. Have a look though, might not happen. Edward with the MP9 does go towards middle, but flashed off. They will fall back.
Simple with him. So MP9 and AWP. Very different approaches. Simple forced back almost to the side. He's actually going to swing around, take the inside of the bathrooms with smoke down in front of him outer. Bait Edward in. Tough angle to bait him into, truthfully. Not hard to spot him. There's not much depth to that corner. They'll jump out to long, though. Twist already on top of the flower pot. Zeus will smoke it off with no information in that direction. Flamey's going to rotate back over early as well. It's all due to the fact that Edward and Simple have heard so much activity at long A. Triple boost. All right, got to get to the corner, though. You walk off the top guy, you're almost moving. They're not quite far enough forward.
Cancel that.
They have to get closer to the pillar in order to do it.
It was actually Na'Vi that used to do most of those boosts, so
with guard.
Give me a taste of their medicine, but can't quite pull it off, I'm afraid.
And with that one, you would be able to see that, well, you can wall bang toward the dumpster. Is the intention. No wall bang this time. Flamey traded out, but Zeus lines up, backs off. Still being stared down, turns around and realizes, hold on, it's on fire behind me. I'm on 9 HP, nowhere to go. Just has to wait it out. Waits it out correctly. Takes down Eleague as well. It's just Electronic with an MP7. He's behind them.
He is indeed, and somehow comes out on top of that. Not too much range on the MP7. JDM was thinking about going towards B. That doesn't have time. Good Molotov. That will force him out of position. He can just get towards the bank, though. So, JDM, AK-47 in hand this time. Electronic has got a kit and a smoke. He throws it towards the bank and defuses. It's over. Wants to play. Just throws it on top of the bomb. He'll probably touch the defuse.
Quite there. So this will be obvious, but MP7 and he clutches it. That's incredible.
Go and find that orb. It'll be around there somewhere. There it is. Yeah, really well done by Electronic. So, yes, you're right. The smoke didn't land on the bomb, but it made it the sound cue. JDM hears that. When he hears the defuse coming in, he's like, well, I don't know what's happening here. I might not be able to stop this. So he has to face. Electronic reading that situation well. Did Zeus have head armor? He did indeed. He had he had 58 HP. So that's what he went down to very quickly there. JDM baited out. Electronic stepping up in a very key round there. Here's the failed stack map. So you're right. You have to be in that very corner by the pillar, correct?
Twist has to walk to the other side of Nitro, essentially.
Yes.
And then if you get up on the pillar, because you're on the third man up, you're always moving, so you have to push yourself into an object.
If you're going to do that in a big official game of the Major, you'd think that'd be well practiced. That would be like a lock-in.
Yep.
Sort of play you wouldn't risk taking if you weren't 100% sure. Either way, Zeus down to the CZ once again. A difficult buy here. JDM actually hurting himself as he drops down the ladder there. Bit of a blunder against the M4s. I don't think that makes him one-tap potential, but still not ideal. As we get into round number 20 here. Really stressful round for Team Liquid. Looks like I'll just go for an execute off the bat. You can see him lining up smoke towards the A bomb site. Use that toilet sign. They've actually put the spray on the sign to actually line up the... Yeah, I think they've done that on purpose. Definitely have.
Yeah, they've put the graffiti to take away the cue of where to throw it from. So they still have it done right. I think Eleague did it the first half too, and we didn't get time to mention it, but Simple going back for more. Twist tagged down to 2 already. Yeah, the graffiti certainly had an element in that regard. Simple with that only one, and JDM is able to sneak around behind. Twist with flames at the feet of Zeus is able to take him down quite quickly. The flames thrown by Nitro, who now finds Edward, and they've got the advantage. Effective, but it is Electronic yet again, this time with an M4. Bomb is planted, he can see it, but it doesn't really bode well in the fact that he also has to find the 2 remaining players. Twist on 2 HP, mind you.
Spots him. And now
Play for trades.
Twist, he's going to line up, and JDM. Oh my God, they actually give him the round there. They could have waited. Nitro tried to back him up as best he could.
I need to see Nitro's POV because that spray wasn't clean from Electronic either.
Yeah, that's not great. Well, Electronic back-to-back clutches there. After doing such good work with the MP7, it's simple to open things up with the AWP. Liquid, though, fighting back and doing everything they could. Bomb was down, they had the advantage. They pushed towards CT spawn, and Electronic gifted the opportunity for them both to line up. And Nitro, you'd think he'd hit that shot. That's unfortunate for him. 12-8, and Team Liquid, the bomb going down. And being a maximum loss bonus right now, they can still absolutely buy here, but they'll take a pause just to work out what in God's name is going on in some of these clutches, and Zeus doesn't look too happy about it.
Certainly not. I mean, Liquid have definitely had a chance in this game. You can't just write them off and say, oh, Zeus is playing, you know, Navi's better, da-da-da-da-da. They've already made their goal of top 16. Liquid's in this. But it's a few mistakes. Economically in the first half, you could argue, and then, for whatever reason, not being able to trade on Electronic there. And Navi will extend the lead by 4 rounds now. A total of 12. JDM back onto an AWP immediately. Eleague leads on 19 for his team. Tied for the overall lead with Flamey.
Indeed. Another set piece, I would say, with the small buy they've got. They are going to be going for a fast push, and Simple ready and waiting, just jump off. He goes down to 33 HP. He is tempting fate right now, but he's not done just yet, it seems. He wants to find another shot. Ooh, can't quite nail it. Definitely had a chance.
33 HP. He's got to be careful where he takes position. Zeus down through the wall. Nitro hits the shot. Simple was jumping across at the same time, so that could have easily had his name on it. Good response from Nitro. A little bit of luck, but they'll take it. I thought Simple was a goner when they almost got stuck on the boost. Speaking of boost, they're now going to put Electronic up to spot toward the doorway. Still there. About there, but not quite. Safe side of the spam. Mr. Van Dolken will wait.
Van Dolken the Magnificent, as we like to call him.
Just you.
Just me. But 45 seconds remaining. They have got somewhat of an advantage here. The 4-on-4 certainly favours the terrorist forces. Simple with the AWP. I'll do what they can here, but 30 seconds remaining. Only Simple. I take it back. I think he's boosted at the back of the B side, so he'll be looking just to find one kill, drop down, and deny that plan. And watch out for him as they make their way towards one step.
Simple to go for the boost on the retake. Going to try and look for the information. Smoke down top site and has to back off, so they're going to save this early. Going to make that call very early, in fact. So money's still limited. They've got money for Electronic, for Simple, but the 3 others, not quite so much. So build it up, build up the bank. It'll only bring this down to a 3-round lead, which is still significant. And 4 staying alive for Liquid as well after what will be a 5 straight rounds, or a string of 5 rounds for Navi.
Yes. Well, Navi will keep the 3 weapons up. It's Simple, the AWP, Edward, and Electronic on the M4A4s. Looks like they'll be pretty safe to keep. No, Liquid can't really push too heavily on this Hunter mission to take any of them down. Their money is very low, as you can see on the scoreboard there. Number 22, and double AWP setup comes out for the first time. Flamey and Simple. Combination we've seen before in this tournament. This will be quite the harsh reset for Liquid. Need to be very careful there. It won't be devastating and probably still buy into the next round. They do lose it, especially if the bomb goes down. But it won't be ideal by any stretch of the imagination. And the first time we've been tested against these double AWPs gives Simple the chance to be a little bit more chaotic. He can go for more audacious picks at the very start of each round. We'll see if that comes into fruition. He's certainly in the connector. JDM looks to get aggressive as well. Simple's going to hit that all day long. So does Flamey. 5 versus 3 before the round even kicks off. Well then, that's a gap.
That's a massive, and a shadow, and a lineup. Zeus down.
Is that by design? Do you think that?
I don't know. Certainly good recognition.
I'd assume that's a T-sided smoke. I'm not sure. That would be weird. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe he just did throw it into the line.
I didn't catch it actually being thrown. I was going to say if it wasn't by design or if he didn't throw it, I'll normally look back on that. But
the T's might throw that smoke at the very start to go for a contact play and just walk through and flash in.
Sure. I was going to say good recognition either way. But yeah, I didn't catch you through that, actually.
If it is something he's lined up and he knows how to throw that, that's sick.
C'est parfait.
Yeah. You can see the shadow there as well, and you have the gap. Like, there's so much info gathered there. Nitro thought he'd be caught out there, but he does manage to find the kill.
Well, it gives information to Flamey. Mistimes, actually, on scopes. Still hits the shot on Nitro. Tagged ever so slightly, down to 74, but it's Eleague. And a 1 versus 4.
Be careful.
The first, yeah, I was going to say, Simple's not one to go passive, though, is he? He'll stay aggressive. 13 rounds now for Na'Vi. 4 people did stay alive, but the money is very limited for Liquid. They could still... bomb plant pending, they could still force and justify it.
Yeah, I think they will. I think it's worth it because you can now reset an RV, give them the same sort of treatment. They've bought an AK so far. They've given it to Nitro, so they might just get upgraded pistols and do a similar sort of round we saw Na'Vi do in the first half with Simple.
More than that.
Oh, well, they're all in, so forget all that. They're going for it. It makes sense. You can't allow Na'Vi to pretty much close out this game already, so they're going to try and answer back in this round. It pretty much decides everything here. 2 AKs, CZs, P250.
It was a CT-sided smoke.
So he did throw that one at the start. I'm not sure he threw it like that. We don't know.
But he recognized it.
Yep.
Cool thought to try and utilize it.
We'll have to... I'm going to stay on his screen for now, see if he throws it again. Not this.
Well, he's
so forget about that.
He's lobbed his at short as soon as we got there.
Rushing.
Speaking of short, speaking of monster, comparing the two, he's left it open, which means Flamey missing a shot. We need to beat it down. Be careful. Electronic, though. This smoke also favors him. He gets behind the bags between the smoke. He finds 2 on the site directly, drops the bomb temporarily. It's down to just Nitro. And unfortunately for him, even his best efforts couldn't do much. He's been, again, phenomenal this event, but shut down very quickly. He and Eleague leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else.
Absolutely. That's going to leave the scoreline at 7-1. And like we said, that was an all-in moment for Team Liquid. And now even more so, 14-9. They've got $2,000 per player. Electronic, perfectly positioned. He threw that smoke in front of him this time. The smokes from him have been tremendous, as he managed to get another 3K. That's been one of his better games, absolutely. So what's the play here? I'm assuming a timeout will come in. It will indeed. There's Electronic on your screens right there, the new signer for Team Na'Vi from Flipside. Seas went to Flipside. They did not do very well in this tournament. They were in the initial 24 teams, and when I was 0-3, I believe, I don't believe that team will be around for much longer. I think I said at the end of that game, their last one, that was probably the last time we'll see that Flipside team as its current complexion. But a timeout for Team Liquid here. 14-9. They will force buy. I can confirm that. Spoiler alerts. CZs and a P250. They've got smokes, flashbangs, and a Molotov. I would say a B execution straight away would be their best bet here. The only way they're going to get any sort of map control is by deploying smokes to Molotovs to barrels, flash over. That'd be my call at least. They will be heading towards middle to see if they can maybe get close to the bathrooms again and try in that particular area.
Zeus. CZ. Push up from Edward. But smoke down Molotov through it, not likely he'll get any more aggressive. Might actually go in front of him. They spot him. Good read, though, as he reacts to Nitro. They could swing back, but if they do, they go by Zeus, and he was ready, I guess. Didn't quite hit it, but Zeus has turned it around. Zeus from Liquid, at least, gets 2 kills. Flamey's there, though. And with he and Electronic remaining, it goes to 15 rounds for Na'Vi.
15 indeed. That spells match points and dark times for Team Liquid, I'm afraid. They'll have to force buy here once again. A great start, remember, they were 5-0, but ever since the gun rounds began, Na'Vi were on the chase, and the second half has been a very one-sided affair. Scouts, Deagles, CZs, not looking too good. That's a recipe for disaster, if you ask me. Have a look at Twist caught up. He managed to get 11 frags, 1 more than his coach, Team Zeus, but he is supposed to be one of the star players of this team. This has been a very quiet game for Twist. They want to make it out in this stage of the tournament. He's going to have to step up. They won't be out of this game. They'll be in the 1 and 2 bracket. Now we go to 2 and 1. You need 3 wins to go for legend status. That's Electronic. Okay, so that's looks like he's just right-clicking the smoke, and there's nothing particular about the lineup. I think there might have been a Molotov down before which gave him that gap, but it was still quite cool at the time.
Glad you liked it.
Really enjoyed it.
Do you enjoy the double op?
Right now I do, against pistols, yeah. Why not? Get stuck in.
Get stuck over. 16-9, potentially?
Yeah, almost certainly at this point. It's going to take JDM and that scout to find some amazing opening picks. Headshots required.
So not all the rounds then.
All the rounds probably not happening. So they will go towards B. This is what I wanted to see in the previous round. Smoke in. There's a unit, but Flamey is there. It's difficult to get that flash and Electronic baited in at this point. This is going to be so perfect.
Goes for the first one, but now he's got the lineup. Oh, I thought he might get the ace to finish it off. Won't quite. Flamey inside of the site follows up with one, looking for the last. The last is found instead by Simple, 16-9. Na'Vi will go 2-1. Liquid will survive at 1-2. Remember, both teams defeated big to meet one-on-one, but they'll both play tomorrow. Liquid would love to play twice tomorrow. I'm sure Na'Vi would like to play once and get it over with.
Just a little shout out there to Electronic. Great game from him. Some huge clutches, you remember, two back-to-back, 2 versus 1s, and he managed to prove, I guess, me wrong. I was saying at the start I wasn't really convinced by his presence so far in Na'Vi, but that was a great performance from him. Commiserations to Liquid. It's always been a difficult game on Overpass against a fully fired-up Na'Vi.
I weren't in the world of video games, I'd for sure be at law school right now and hopefully become a lawyer.
I would probably go into my father's footsteps and just be something like a school teacher.
I would most likely be an electrical engineer, but my dream job would be being an astronaut.
My dream job would probably be to work for the FBI or something like that. When I was younger, I wanted to be like a pilot and just fly around the world and just, you know, fly all these big planes.
If I won't play electronic sports professional, I will be a soccer player.
If I win, I'm in a world of computer games. My dream job will be a coach.
I think my dream job would be to work with soccer as a commentator or something, but my first dream has always been to work in esports, and I hope to continue in this path.
It was a rematch between Liquid and Navi once again come out on top. So congratulations, Simple. How does it feel to be just one win away from regaining the legend status after a year?
I mean, it feels much better than from the last major. So you just need to understand that we need to win only one game. It doesn't matter against who, but we need to do this. And we're going to try hard.
Well, in this win against Liquid, it was on Overpass. It was a little bit of a slow start for you guys, but you were able to come back and take that momentum to win the game. So how is this game different from the other losses that you've had at the major where the other team had a start and then they just finished it and won the game?
The difference that we actually come back. Finally, we did a comeback from even 5-0. As we said, we talk a lot about our mental problems when we start losing 0-5 or 0-7. We discuss this and we're trying to fix it every day. So we're working every day for this. And I mean, we won, so I'm feeling good. Thank you.
Well, lastly, I wanted to ask you because you defeated Liquid twice now at the major, and I'm wondering, does it feel weird in a way, thinking back to the memories of when you played with them and helped them get to the semifinal and grand finals of a major before?
Actually, it feels weird that they playing with coach because they are a great team. They have a lot chances to win any tournament. It's unfortunately because of these rules we need to play against them when they have Zeus. But yeah, it's really weird because last year I played together with them and now we're fighting against each other. But
well, now we can see if you can be legends again with Navi. But first of all, congratulations again and good luck. Richard, back to you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm loving this hashtag new Simple. He's grown up into a very nice young man.
Very reserved, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, and Jordan joining us on the desk, class act there, as Simple points out. He did used to play with those guys and, you know, didn't want to sort of twist the knife after a very comfortable win. So we watched the game. Obviously, we get to talk about it now. For me, there was some pivotal moments. You know, Liquid got off to a good start, but there was a couple of, I think, back-to-back clutches that really just seemed to suck the wind out of Team Liquid's sails.
Yeah, Liquid always has had a pretty solid game plan on Overpass, even back when I used to play them. It seemed like they had the same on T side as well, CT side, but late round and late game, they just seemed to really not have too much decisiveness, and they simply couldn't overpower. Electronic and Flamey are super solid at B. Simple with the op is super dangerous moving around the map. So the tech pause, as they said, is you know, whatever reason that actually happened, it definitely helped them, and Navi did a good job there to switch up their mindset, and Simple seems to be growing a lot as a person, not to let these kind of little things bother him as much.
Yeah, what did you make of it all, Ian?
It looked really, really scary for Navi in the beginning, not only because they were 5-0 down, but because that 1v2 that they lose to Eleague, when Edward just peaks wide from long for whatever reason, that's a round that really, you feel like this might tilt them, and this is where they start arguing, and then, you know, everything goes to waste. But actually, they managed to recover right after that. Liquid went with some aggressive pushes, trying to throw Navi off, remain unpredictable. But Navi, even though their T side wasn't impressive, they were mostly going for that map control and then trying to finish off rounds by just going for contact plays and duels, similar to how Navi Fnatic played in 2015, right, with their dominating lineup. So I think Navi did a great job of coming back in that first half, and then in the second half it was a nightmare scenario for Liquid where they lose pistol, the force buy, the gun round, then they win a round and immediately get reset. So you can never get your economy going, and they didn't really get their foot in that second half.
And just to wrap up, Jordan, talking before the game, we were saying, look, Simple's always going to get his. He doesn't need his teammates to kind of step up and contribute. And look, Simple is always going to be the daddy, but Electronic and Flamey, they were there too. I mean, and that's what you need, right?
They definitely. I think those guys are always going to need to show up. But something that actually was worrying me that might be a problem for Na'Vi in the later stages of this tournament is some of the late rounds when they had some ideas where they were like creeping back B after they took A control. Very normal idea. But I saw stuff from like Zeus where he was just like peeking planner dry without smokes up, and I don't know if Zeus has full control or full idea how to run this squad yet in terms of like late round, and because he probably doesn't want to tell everyone too specifically what to do high level. They took bathroom control, I think, one round. They went back through blue. He just peaked and died. I wonder if that's a problem of him. I don't know if the timing feels off or what he needs to do, but versus a team like Liquid, they were on top of them, of course, but I'm a little worried if they take that approach for someone like FaZe or G2 on Overpass. I think they're going to have a lot of problems.
Let's take a look at the standings. And you heard there, Na'Vi, one game away from regaining that legend status that has eluded them. So, you know, they've started out pretty poorly, but they've grown into the tournament. And that is what you need to do. Now, this is a super interesting match coming up. I didn't think I would be saying this on the broadcast, but QB Fire and G2 will be going head-to-head to see who's going to be the first name officially going to Boston. It's so wild, and as such, we've talked to Shocks from G2 about it all. All right, well, as you can see, they conducted that through the French art of mime. They're good like that. No, we are going to try and fix that interview for you, but I guess what we'll do is we'll start talking about this game and set it up, and then hopefully we can segue into that interview when it's ready to go. Let's start by talking about Shocks and his G2 side. Lots of changes just before the major. We know that Shocks was, you know, the in-game leader. We weren't too keen on it. We know he was trying to do too much and AWPing and doing all of this. He said, finally, you know what, I'm ready to just be the old Shocks again. Let's see if we can do it. And it's been working out for them. They've looked amazing this event.
Have we actually got clarity on who's calling over him?
He's calling.
Yeah, he is still. He is. Okay, that's what I thought. Because I was pretty positive of that.
Much, he said.
Yeah. Okay. So I like to see that, and it's cool because sometimes when you make those philosophical changes, it's also cool that he announced it in an interview. Some teams like to hide that, but I think it's cool that he's letting everyone know, hey, we're here, and I'm about to kind of play my world style. And when he does that, he does it so well. Shocks is someone, when I used to play him, that was one of the few players that actually scared me because he knows when to take the opportunity to stray away from the team strat, and obviously with the rest of the skill they have on the.
And you can see what MBK said about it. Here, you know, stressful day ahead's been more than 2 years that we didn't become legends at Maids. I can't believe it's that long. And he says it's our first chance to do so. Is
But they win the last major they were in?
Yeah,
no. This is like MBK for him. It's been more than 2 years. For Shocks, it's been 3 years. Almost. It's been Katowice in 2015. That's been in March 3 years ago that he was last time in the playoffs of a major, which is mind-boggling considering like how good of a player he actually is. Yeah, and how much talent they've had down the years. It really is mind-blowing. I want to take some time to talk about MBK. I said it yesterday, I'll repeat it today. I think he's been revelatory here. He's always been a guy that's happy to do whatever it takes. You know, he'll sacrifice his roles to make the team work. You know, when you think he's a former star player himself, he's AWP'd, he's done it all, and now he's kind of like picking that up again and really taking off. He's been brilliant this tournament so far.
I wonder, I'm still trying to think of the map here. I'm trying to think of what map QBF would have a chance on. Maybe Inferno?
No,
Maybe Inferno?
Maybe.
But I don't know. But if it goes Cash or Train, I don't think they're going to have a chance. Even Inferno, as we saw yesterday, G2's banana control, and then Kenny S just kind of dances around flailing.
Well, I actually don't think they're going to have... Oh, do you have the map, Richard?
No, I don't yet. We're going to talk about QB Fire first, but if you've got a point to make, feel free to do it.
I was going to say, Inferno would be terrible for them against a team like G2, because G2 does something the other teams don't. They have great mid-round aggressive moves on the CT side, pop flashing mid or clearing banana late, and that really hinders a team like QB Fire, you know, who is pretty straightforward in how they either super slow or they speed it up. And Gambit yesterday had serious issues adjusting to the way QB Fire was playing.
Well, let me tell you a key thing here, I think, for QB Fire. We saw it with Vega Squadron. We saw people starting to respect them, starting to anti-strat them.
Well, Liquid might not know how to set up a three-man boost, but Boost Mobile certainly does, and we are on their casting desk getting ready to go for what would be our first team to Boston, G2 or QBF?
Yeah, what's happened there? How have they made their way to this position in the tournament? It's a fantastic story. No one really expected anything from them. I think they're considered the weakest team coming into this one.
Sure.
CIS Regions had some controversy about their minor and having so much opportunity, considering the top teams are already legends, but they've done it. They've made it to this sector of the tournament, 2-0, taking down some huge names on their path here. I don't think they'll make it 3-0, but I'm sure they'll give G2 a run for that.
Certainly could, absolutely. G2 certainly looked as well the team that we might have expected a year ago when this roster formed. The quote-unquote, it's been driven to death, the super team. I don't know if they're quite to that status, but they're certainly looking like they're a contender for this entire event.
NBK can keep up his performance, and that manning the screen right now, Shoxy, can roll back the years once again. He's looked phenomenal this tournament. I think they've got a chance to maybe take that moniker once again. The super team is always going to be there in the back of their minds. They know they've got the best skilled players in France right now, and hopefully they show us what they're made of today. I say hopefully because I'm a big fan of G2. I think the players there are phenomenal. It's been disappointing the last year. I'd say a couple of big tournament victories, sure, but overall I feel like they've let themselves down a little bit. This tournament, it's time to make amends and show us what they can do, and they're looking for that 3-0 to really make their mark on the majors so far. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this one. It will be G2 versus Quantum, Bellator, Fire. Who would have thought this would be the first 2-0 game? We'll have a look at the buy for the T side of G2, 4 sets of armor, and it will be NBK with the Molotov, the smoke, and a fast approach towards middle. There will be 3 players boosted up. They might not necessarily strike straight away, but they will set themselves up, and you'll see something towards mid very soon, let me tell you.
Boomich Waterfalls there, as well as Valina, to try and hold it off. Boomich tagged down to 4 now. They doubled up that position at Sandbags. There's a chance he can fake him still in. He actually goes back and finds Apex. Good shot. He'll go down eventually to Kenny. Head exposed to body, but he hits Valina, no problem. Waterfalls was undetected, swings wide. Exactly what they designed is that he would be late to strike, and they'd have no idea he was there. He literally had no idea body was there. Either an MBK and Shocks found kills in the meantime. So 1-0 for G2.
Challenging those USPs towards middle. G2 come out the gate swinging there. You can see Shoxy as all the kills are coming in. He's in the B bomb site while his teammates are fighting towards mid. They find all the kills required, calling themselves up for a B split, but didn't even need that in the end. The bomb wasn't required. We'll go into the second round here. I expect a force by Waterfalls. As the guys on the desk mentioned, he has been fantastic in terms of the AWP potential of himself. I've been very impressed. A player that's not been on anyone's radar. This is what the minor system's all about. Getting these sort of players the limelight to show them that they can be capable of going toe-to-toe with some of the world's best. And here's MBK just firing shots through the smoke there towards Connector, trying to find that first pick. He's up against CZ's, PD50s. I'm not a big fan of the force buy like this on Cash. It's the Deagle that definitely has some potential. I think a Deagle no armor is more than enough to cause some trouble. CZ certainly always could have potential, but on Cash, I feel like as long as the T's plays correctly, they've got 5 rifles right now. Actually like that a lot. They should be able to coordinate a nice pincer towards a bomb site with the Molotovs, the flashbangs, and set smokes, of course, and maybe lose a couple of kills, but it should be quite a clean round.
Body to hold to make sure no one's going to get aggressive on the reverse side of the boost. Smoke down A main. Flash through. Kenny thinks so. Evelina holding outside of the smoke. Imagine QBF go Legends first.
I can't see a world if that happens. I'm sorry.
There's one presented to us. Elena, good push through, does catch the ball. Apex down, but traded out by MBK. They don't quite get Boomich on the site.
They will now.
Quick. Yeah, absolutely. He's forced to go back out and nowhere to go.
So anyone who's not aware, Boomich is like boom blah on the screen. It says obviously it's Russian pronunciation. We're trying to cater for them.
BL is a different character.
Exactly, yeah. So just to avoid any confusion there will be 1 kill from him quite here. He won't get the double. So like I said, a couple of kills perhaps, but I didn't see that really going anywhere. QBF certainly doing some damage and keeping G2 relatively modest. They went for 5 rifles there. It's actually quite rare to see that these days in a second round from a French side especially. Normally focus on a lot of SMGs, but going for firepower there, a mixture of Galils and AKs, a few smokes, 1 Molotov. It works out quite nicely, as expected. Hold up in the default, go towards the A-bomb site, couple of smokes, pincer from the door and main entrance, and close out the round. Will be a full eco now for QBF. Nothing purchased into round number 3 here, a full eco, not a single dollar. And looks like just B push, contact player, I'd imagine, don't need to rush. Molotov towards the sandbags, flashing one out. There's a player there, but he jumped up on the sandbags. Not going to help him out for too long, though. He'll have to expose himself. Shoxy might go down here, you know. He probably gets one kill and gets dropped on a trade.
Look how many people there are pushing Shox.
There you go.
Get close, tries to spray it, can't do it. Quick will get the kill. So AK picked up, or should be. I'll go through and grab that now. Waterfall's the one to wield. Alina caught off. You had to teach me how to say these names, Henry. You're a Russian connoisseur.
Yeah, Valina,
Comrade,
Jimqua, Quick, Boomich, and Waterfalls. It took me about 6 games, but I got there in the end.
Yep.
I really did struggle. I was actually a bit anxious every time we came into one of these CIS games, but I'm glad we did it. We powered through together. Waterfall's looking to save AK-47 right now. Actually might do that. He's got no armor, but he's got the jump on body. Spotted, but taken down. It's going to be quick with the USP now, trying to maybe recover the AK. It's his only chance of making any impact on this round. Body seems to be aware. That's the one on this... Well, in this game, I guess it doesn't blow open like all the other ones. So if you remember, like a nuke, you shoot that door, makes a hole, same sort of overpass.
Because the meltdown of Chernobyl actually fortified it and radio actively strengthened it.
I didn't know about the lore of the map, so there we go. You're kind of filling in the backstory there. So thank you very much. Matthew is here for the deeper analysis. He goes for the storylines and the history.
Got to be good for something, right?
3-0, not a bonus round. Remember, G2
that
went
door
for the
would be a
rifles.
super interesting one if it were.
I think that's why, because it would be too much.
Yeah.
The team would just get any control from it, just get naded at the start of each round.
Well, they didn't start it, but I think as well, it could be potentially powerful toward highway late round. But yeah, you're right. CC's probably just take it out right away, and then you could see in from the bomb site, fire down the hallway.
Yeah, it makes sense from a map design point of view. Obviously, it wasn't just made for CSGO, it was around before that. We'll see. Waterfalls spotting towards middle right now. Will be a kit available, but such a lack of utility. A flashbangs up, but Kenny S coming in. This is one of his absolute best maps, especially against this sort of team. He should be devouring QBF, as Janko pointed out. Arguably one of the world's best AWPers at this point. G2 definitely didn't have the best year in 2017, but it's always a talking point. Quick and Valina hold towards the mid area here. Flashbangs. Molotovs deployed. It looks like another B split coming in. Shoxy with the smoke towards the connector. That'll bounce on the floor, make its way in there. He'll just hold for rotation, stop anyone getting towards events. That is going to be pivotal here. He wants to just contain these players. I think that's an appropriate word here. As his teammates going towards B, it's going to be Jimqua challenged and then some. Look at all the attention Shoxy's got towards middle. Molotov deployed towards Jimqua's position. Might get a double kill here. It does damage, but it's not enough. Valina coming in from Checkers. Actually doing a very good job here. Valina finds 2 and Kenny S left in the 3 versus 1. This round should be done. 20 seconds remaining. Bomb down towards Checkers. He is good up close and personal with the AWP, but how strong can he be? The quick scope doesn't land, but that one does.
How does that first one not hit? Just catches the edge of the doorway. 10 seconds. He spots another. He's given himself a chance. He will absolutely go on this. But don't rule QBF out of this. He's planted in the open. This is immediately fast on that. And all he had to do was peek tree. He knew he was going to be going toward A. He must get the call, but he didn't have time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Boomich backed off. Now, I guess that gives you the lesser of 2 evils, the one you know versus the one you don't. This guarantees a 1 versus 1 clutch rather than being caught out before the plant even happens.
He thinks he's at 4.
Op versus M4. And Kenny might outplay them on this. It's a fast shot. Now Boomich knows exactly where he is, but Kenny is very quick. Boomich going back for an off angle. Kenny's able to spot 3 HP as he gets away on the AWP's bot space. But Boomich is going directly toward Kenny. Yes! Up close.
That's unbelievable. That set the tone with the rest of the game. Kenny S, 10 seconds, 3 versus 1. He finds the second shot on the quick save. He misses this first one, right? Missed. Then he hits the shot. Spots the player cowering the corner here. If Valina just runs away, they win the round. And then you can see it. He runs back towards CT spawn, thinking the round is over. Kenny S gets the plant down, about a millisecond to spare, and finds a 4-0. That's going to be crushing to the morale of QBF. And G2 find themselves with a 4-0. Oh, that was so good to watch. That's some vintage Kenny S right there. Absolute perfection. I love it. Absolutely love it. Round number 5 coming in, and understandably QBF will take some time just to calm down there. Not an ideal start.
After such good work by Valina as well. That's so sick from Kenny. I'm going to say, for me at least, the play of this major so far. There's been a few good ones, certainly has. A couple clutches yesterday that were fairly remarkable. But 10 seconds op, and he sees two just standing in the corner, not doing anything. That's the confusing part. Not being proactive at all on the QBF side, especially after the first kill comes to Checkers, the man under heaven. I forget who it was at this point in time. My mistake. Should easily have shuffled out. I think it was Boom. No, excuse me. Boomich was the last alive. So either way, ridiculous from Kenny.
We'll get into a full eco here. P250s, Deagles. There is a bit of armor. Take it back as a partial buy. They do get maximum loss bonus next round. We'll see if they can get anything done here whatsoever. Apex will be dropped to 64 HP, but doing significant damage to Boomich and Quick at the same time. Not really much they can do with this one. It's a nice approach though from G2, not giving too much away. Just want to make sure they calm themselves down after that epic KS clutch. I think that definitely falls into that category, Matt. We don't see those sort of clutches every single day.
Shocks onto Belina. No problem. Belina, I should say. Excuse me. Apex finish right spot over top of the red crate. Couldn't quite get the shot toward the truck. MBK goes for the most open plant possible. That'll allow strength in the post. Kenny, another shot. Waterfalls down. Shocks onto Jim Quad. It's just Quick remaining, and he's toward middle with a deagle. Let's see how good his movement is. To the AC? Not quite. Would have been nice if he could get over top of the boost. They wouldn't have expected him to be there. He might have been able to catch off one Kenny bull as well, so maybe he picks up a gun from it, but MBK will seek him out. 5-0 G2. Remember, winner of this, straight through.
5-0, absolutely right. This is looking great, and I think if QBF won that 3 vs 1 with Kenny, they would rack up a few rounds. But still, a second bite of the cherry here as we go into round number 6. Another gun round for them. Waterfalls, the AWP, but they are chasing hard. As you can see, no one buying a helmet on the CT side. That's not a big deal against the AKs, but it's indicative as to where they're at right now. They're not feeling too comfortable. They've got a couple of kits. The utility's okay. He saved $350 just getting the body armor. And just to note on that, the AKs have one shot, headshot potential, right? So you don't necessarily need it against them. Kenny just fires a shot off towards Quad. Goes to the wall banger, forklift as well. Body holding in the sunroom. Kenny S, the first shot though, takes out his rival. Orpo can't get going in this whatsoever. Jimqua, don't let that fool you. He's actually in the Checkers room. That X-ray can be a little bit misleading. Thank you for pointing that out. And now they'll sit back and wait. Cash is a very reactive map for the CTs. You have to take something back if you lose the first player. I'm looking at their mini-map right now. They're aiming to go towards middle. So you can see this is their reaction coming in. Not going to be a very successful one, at least so far. Boomich challenges MBK, gets the kill. A few rare misses there. I think Kenny did actually hit Boomich, but doesn't find the killing blow. Or the coup de guerre, the French would say.
Coup de guerre?
Yeah.
C'est bon, mon ami. Bon petit chéri. Jimqua, Apex down, but body's already wrapped around behind him. So Boomich and Valina. The BVs.
Yeah, the BBs. BBs might have to fall back in.
Well, they'll get an op at least. But now 6-0 G2 T-side Cash. Yanko predicted this would be quick. Valina, other than one phenomenal round that was then stolen back in spectacular fashion by Kenny. It's the only one to get anything done. There hasn't even been a lot of kills so far going the way of QBF.
Well then, Boomich, 15 HP, like we said, he got legged down the middle. I like that from QBF though, they at least tried to be reactive there. They did lose the first pick, then focusing towards middle, they made a good call. Let's try and get a kill back in return. This is Waterfalls going down. They then rotate 3 players in towards middle. Didn't really work out too well. There was a chance with the missed shots from Kenny S, but ultimately hitting a leg did send them packing 6-0. This is what we've come to expect. It seems like the simulation has calmed down somewhat today, Matt, and everything's back to normal. We're not seeing these crazy upsets like we did in the first stage of the tournament. QBF and Vegas got in fair play to both of them. No one really had them in high regard. Kenny's going for, is that a new wall bang? I don't think that would kill.
Back fence beside the crate. Yeah, it's been done before. I think Davey had done that a few times.
I assume that that wouldn't be like a kill, but it looked like it probably does like maybe 4 damage.
It depends on where you hit. I think if you get a headshot with it, I think it still is a kill. I think Davey's gotten a kill with it. It might have to do with armor. I forget the damage numbers that goes with it. But yeah, Davey found that one, and then Body obviously the other one that they had to nerf.
Yeah, too much. Well, remember, this is a force buy from the CT. They actually haven't got all in. They've left us about 2K.
It's funny, by the way, we nerf mid-shot that you can't see the opponent and get lucky to put them in an immediate 4 versus 5. But on Nuke, or sorry, excuse me, on Dust, we just leave it there as if it's part of the game.
But you can fight back on Dust, that's the difference. You can't fight.
Listen, I don't like it. I never have. I get that it's a legendary part of the meta, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, I always liked it, because I thought it was a fun part of the game. Kept things exciting. It's like, you remember like when you had those epic games with Body on this server. He got tagged like 6 times.
By Guardian. Yeah, Guardian destroyed him in 1 half. I mean, there is some cool things to it. You can make calls from spawn. You can tell how many went to B. You can even fake that and rotate back.
That's the mind game. As soon as you hit a few times, you know you can start rushing B because they're going to be slowing things down, dropping the smoke. But that is neither here nor there. So,
well, it's there, not here.
It will be happening next year. We'll see. Ooh, okay. Quick's actually got a chance. He sets up Jim Quiet here. There will be a kill, but Quick down to 10 HP. I don't think he gets much done. It was a decent attempt. Remember, this wasn't a force buy. I did say that at the start, but it wasn't. It was actually just a partial buy with the saved weaponry. Off Waterfalls, he wants to save that, but he's in front of MBK right now. Seems to suspect that he could be in this position, and he does suspect correctly. Takes him down, probably survives as he makes way towards the B-bomb site. 7-0 now for the G2 boys. It's much more like it from them. Looking likely to be our first team to be legends here. Kenny S will get the final kill. 2 kills to him. Once again, he must be having one hell of a game.
Yeah.
9 kills, 1 deaths after 6 rounds.
Body's there with him, 9 and 2.
7 rounds, sorry.
Yeah, start of the 8th round. So let's see, positionally, Kenny's in the back lines. If he goes for it again. They have guns up this time as well as armor. Actually, I take that back, excuse me. He's a little bit further forward, so he won't. I like to do it. In fact, he's going to get toward the big garage first, maybe even get boost up. No, Unlike's not. He's going to go straight toward him. Wants to hold the angle. They're going to get aggressive on him as well. He spots one through the edge of the box. Couldn't land the shot. Good shot. Waterfalls. Nails Kenny in return. So something to work with, finally, for QBF on top of that. Boomich takes down Apex through the door. Some aggression from G2 that catches them off. Boomich takes a bit of damage down to 22, but fair play.
Here we go. Finally, something positive happening for QBF here. 5 versus 3. Body looking to reclaim some territory here. Heads in towards the B site. Checks the close corners there. Nothing to report to his teammates. So Shoxy, very proficient with the AWP. He'll check towards Headshot. And Quick is offering himself up there. Could be a chance for a kill. Not going to scope just yet. Trying to stay very quiet indeed. Flashbang comes in. Shox uses the opportunity to try and peek towards a bomb site. Gets punished for it. Boomich takes him down. Much better now from QBF. Not out of the woods just yet. Remember, MBK has been playing lights out Counter-Strike this tournament.
Body. Molotov to heaven. Goes back in. You gotta find the shot, and he's gone down finally around for QBF. All 5 staying alive as well. That's best case scenario for them at this point in 2, because obviously they're going to be facing a reset, so this will allow them to at least avoid that temporarily. They'll get 1 round in hand, if you will. Although that said, they do have to reinvest quite heavily into grenades, so even that's going to be a difficult task. All the utility used, so good use of it at least it's not left on their belt. Waterfall's the one to start that off with a good shot onto Kenny at A main. Quick's going to go immediately onto middle. So is Lillian and Jim Kwa as well.
A set piece coming in here, Matt. 1 towards the door. 4 at A main. There'll be some basic smoke, some flashbangs, and then open the floodgates. Try and find the picks. But Boomich in an interesting position. We don't see that too often. He's actually on top of quad. Very rare, actually. You normally see him on top of the actual bomb set itself. But Boomich might have to drop down here. The idea is to look above those smokes. He will go down with the flashbangs. Come in, quick now. Almost obviously going to be punished there. Don't have your nades out when they fully execute. And it will be MBK and Body just lighting them up way too easy for them. Great call though, I like that. Complete change of pace, haven't presented that once. Being lost the defaults and just going in towards A. 2 smokes down, catching with the nades out. pounce on the bomb site, and it will be a reset, but like you said, 5 players survived in the previous round. There'll still be a vibe available, especially if Jimquat keeps the AK-47. But that's beautiful from GT. That's all they have to do. Pound for pound, they've got much better players on the server. In terms of skill ceiling, they're going to be going like much higher than them. But tag through the wall, Jimquat panicking a little bit here. Flashbang, but can't land any sort of shots. They'll probably force buy into this round. Here, you can see how much fun MBK is having. Everyone's got grenades in their hand as he walks down the corner. Nails it. He has been playing very well this tournament.
He is a natural
quite the spectacle
killer.
Yes, so I've heard. Have you seen the pictures he's been floating around of him recently?
Spectacles, his are ridiculous.
Yeah, have you seen the pictures of him from the source days over on Twitter this week? Like, he looked like an actual...
like Justin Bieber.
He looked like a little baby. Like, it was so weird, the comparison, like 10 years ago. Like, he was still a top player then, like playing in very games, the best team in source. He looked about 12 years old.
Played against him, did you?
He was, like, coming just after I quit. Yeah, so I played against him a few times when I was, like, I'd quit professionally, but I was still going to lands, like, mixes and stuff. But, round number 10, and there will be the force buy from QBF, AWPs, FAMAS's, UMPs. Not looking too good. They lose this round, they're down to another eco.
Game after this, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Big one for today, Fnatic versus Astralis.
That's going to be my game of the day, I think. I think that would be great.
Predict. So Shock's going to boost up Apex. Very proficient mid player with a rifle. In fact, they're going to put Kenny up there as well, so they've got an AWP and an AK. AK to clear close, Kenny to hold the angle up. Z connector to make sure that no one can pounce and take advantage of them trying to clear close angles. Unfortunately, Apex only gets one on quick. Jimka got MBK as well, so it's actually the advantage with Apex going down to QBF. By 2, in fact, as Kenny and Shox are all that remain. Shox is going to rotate back around, so no chance to break the economy on the QBF side, as they'll continue to whittle down G2 if they win this round. It's not amazing. It's not established. It's enough to get a second round and potentially some more. Aggressive from Kenny. He'll go with Shox. Spots one. Oh, beautiful. To Boomich. He's going to drop bags, clear out to quad. They've just got to watch to make sure no one comes through Z connector late. In fact, Shox is going to go that way. Kenny as well. Jim is on the other side of it. Easy. Ready? Certainly is. Oh, Shox just barely missing his angle. Kenny's going to get the bomb back. I don't know if Jimco would have spotted that being that close. And Kenny's lost track of where he's gone, but my God, is he quick. Kenny Shrub is no scrub.
Yeah, he's doing it again, but time running out once more. It didn't slow him down in the previous round. I thought that was going to hit, and then all bets are off. Waterfalls, though, managed to keep his head above water, Matt. You like that one? It's one of yours.
Scrubs, waterfalls, more TLC.
Yeah, exactly, that's not bad. So good work by the CTs there, holding them off, but only 2 players surviving. G2 have just enough to buy. It's been some close rounds. They bring up 1 Galil for Shoxy. And we're going to round number 11 here. QBF have to win this. It's for the game, really. They lose this round, the double eco again, and they'll spiral out of control. There'll be so many force buys going against them. Very, very important round. They can't hold off this G2 approach towards B. They'll be in a lot of trouble. Flashbang goes in to push back the AWP. There is a smoke there. Body will Molotov in towards the checker room. High Molotov to make sure it gets in there nice and deep. 2 players at the A bomb side right now. It's normally MBK. He's going to be joined by Apex this time. They won't show the bombs going in just yet. They want to make this is a double fake coming up. So Body's showing some presence right now. He'll probably go in with the flashbang and make it look like a fake. So he'll go in, find 1 kill. His teammates will open the door any second on the A bomb side. You can see on the right hand side of the screen right now. Body might be around her single-handedly. I don't know what's going on right now.
That was a sick shot to Waterfalls.
So forget the double fake. He's just done it by himself. So they'll go out towards A and force rotations, make it look like it's a big fake. But no, the bomb's waiting in B storage. This is a really intricate strategy coming in right now.
NBK with Quick immediately in front of them on catwalk. Now I don't think they're ready for the catwalk. Either way, flash around, that's awkward. Quick will get 1, but only 1. Lena stuck inside a middle could work back through the vents. Quick will confirm that A is open. So 3-2 take essentially, because Valina's got to work backwards into the site, and Shox is posted and ready. That's round done.
Yeah, Shox gets a skill all day long. Maybe he doesn't. Okay, rare miss from him. A couple of misses.
Nighttime, that's why.
Yeah, well, it's up to the incendiary and the flashbang of the CTs. They somehow got back into this round, I'll give them that. And it comes down to the 1 versus 1, but Kenny S clutches out again. That was so important to the economy of QBF, but a lovely strategy there. It'd be good for the analysts to talk about that one. I think that was a really nice play overall. The fact they went for a double fake, but bodied is wrecking so many players here. It actually made things a little bit more confusing. Like, do we just go in with this now? Do we just commit? The guys at A were like, well, we're so far away, we might as well go in. But body, 3 kills in total. Lovely strategy, but body just carrying the round. Comes down to the 1v1, forced by from QBF, I'd imagine here. Yes, indeed, they are all in. This is must win again. Last chance pretty much in the half. CZs, UMPs, flashbang from body. He's confident right now. Spots one towards connector, trying to scare him off with the shots.
Body and Kenny. Both looking through smoke. Waterfall's out toward Toxic at B, or Sunroom, call it what you like. Smoke down. Kenny's going to stare at, make sure no one's pushed up. Takes a bit of the map away. Felina as well pushed out toward A main, is in an interesting position. So pistols, but close up. Something in it perhaps if G2 don't anticipate correctly, but they've gone so aggressive. Kenny certainly has an information that, or at least a suspicion that they have, given that deep smoke. So Shox finds Felina. That's the first player that was getting aggressive. In fact, he decided to push all the way through A main, so Shox was easily in position to take him down. Now the question is, how does Waterfalls get away from this? Kenny's going to try to back out. He did consider, that he was there, but he's given away the bomb, because after they went inside events, he thought they were all gone. What a position inside checker. What a turn of the round, as QBF suddenly are in a 4, it was a 4 versus 2. Shox got one back and have the bomb, mind you. It's been recovered, but look at this position for Boomich. Easy.
Yeah, it's a blunder from Kenny S. The fact he's got the bomb alone in that position when they haven't really cleared it out at all, it's a bit of a letdown there. But good flashbang, doesn't find the kill. Boomich does manage to get them back in the round. I did say that was last chance for QBF, and they will conquer. 2 AKs recovered, the UMP as well. Kenny S didn't have to check that area by himself because it slowed things right down. They had the huge lead, and it all falls apart. So mistakes starting to show. We saw that from Esports earlier. If you have this huge lead, you start to get too ahead of yourselves, and maybe you get a bit carried away with the success you're having. Prime example of it there. Need to keep your wits about you. Kenny S looks a little bit guilty there at the end. He knows what he's done. And he's actually forced G2 on an eco now. That's not great news. That could actually end up at 9-6 half now.
Ridiculous. Kenny stared there the entire first minute of the round, thinking that there was going to be one out there. When they got in vents so cleanly, I think he thought, okay, maybe they didn't push up. Maybe I'm fine. He was not. So Eco G2's off the back of a force buy is certainly promising for QBF. Chance to bring this to 9-4. G2 has already won the T side. QBF certainly impressed me. Waterfalls. Position. Blind though. Blind, but he's left alive. What a reaction. I thought he was going to swing back and hit the third. Fast mouse movements. Gets the assist at the very least. And quick is quick to get through the vent. He'll pick up the other 3. 9-4.
Yeah, this is actually looking like QBF could get back in this game. It was looking very bleak at one point. G2 still can't really buy here. They might have the eco for the last round. They can take a partial shot, but from what I can see, they're going all in. AKs, Galils, maybe a few more compromises have to be made here. Yeah, 3 Galils. Okay, 2 Galils, 3 AKs. It's not awful in terms of the buy body with no head armor. And almost no grenade. They have 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs. That is it for the entire round. So they might have been better off waiting for the next one. They'll probably go for that fast A approach again. Yeah, it is. So 4 towards A main. 1 at the door. This was very successful before. Let's see if it has similar success. But Boomich coming for the fast flank behind them. Watch out for that. He's actually going to spray a few down now.
Or get shut back immediately. Good read, Shox. That's pretty impressive for him to get that far that quickly.
Did he do the jump, do you think? Maybe he nailed that? I'm not sure. It was very quick.
Jimka's in the vents. It's possible he just got a straight boost.
Yeah, probably did.
Yeah, to hit that jump would be remarkable. They're going to go. They're going to do it again.
That nade to the face, though.
Doesn't matter. Quick's going to send Jimka. Body's there. Definitely body sees him in return. That's. Oh, it should have been 2. Yeah. With quick glow as well.
Should have been. Not going to be the case, though. 3 versus 3. Quick low. 1 smoke remaining for G2. They'll probably use that a highway. It's Velina. SMG in hand. Not perfect, but still a close range. As long as he plays the angle correctly, he'll be fine. There's the smoke coming in towards highway, as mentioned. 1 flashbang will probably do it. He'll produce that. Not even going to go for that. Velina goes down. Nothing picked up. And quick, remember, he's low HP. Flashes the bomb sign. Will try and do what he can here. He might get 1. There's the 1. Probably gets traded, but playing sensibly. Hides down.
Quick is going to try and sneak up. Okay, I thought he was going to push past it. I don't know if he intended to or not and lost track of where he was, but he definitely got shut down. Waterfalls gets the return kill. 1-on-1 with Shocks, and Shocks prevails.
Of course he does. The master of clutches. You've seen it so many times on this map, him outsmarting people in certain positions. That's another prime example of what he's capable of. It was a difficult buy for G2 there. Like I said, Galil's AK almost no utility, and they come out on top. Wasn't the cleanest of rounds, but they'll take it. And still money available for QBF in the final round here, but G2 hunting for 11-4. If you are just joining us, this is to decide who goes to legend status first in the tournament. Both teams on 2-0. If you haven't heard of QB Fire before, I don't blame you. No one's really heard of them before this event, and they've set the world on fire with some of their results. And up there with 2-0s. Who would have thought? Aggressive play now from Quick as he goes for a squeaky door shot. He's presumably going to punish him here, just about. Picking down the 60 HP. 5-4, like we said, a reactive map here on Cash. You'd expect the CT to try and push in response. Boom will do just that, but surely meets his demise, and indeed he does, courtesy of a bullet to the head from Shoxy.
So body at Sunroom, just waiting to see if there'll be any aggression. Last round of the half. Apex is going to be boosted. Jimka still has the vents, so Apex needs to look that way. It's not blown out, makes it harder to see, obscures it. And I think that's going to be enough for the shots to come in, at least give him the upper hand, but Jimka can't hit it. Falls off spots, but doesn't do anything with. Shotlock's tagged at 13. Has to be careful because Velina has a weapon. Good kill. Waterfalls is defending his retreat back to the site as well, and they're going to walk directly into it. Bit of a misplay. Bit too much aggression from G2. Body's going to try and sneak in behind. MBK's already got Waterfalls tagged. That should be enough because Body's going to sneak up beside him. He's got the AWP. If he reads it right, he might get the angle. In fact, he's going to try and change this entirely. Put himself in a position where they both have to come from in front of him, and he's just going to watch the ball.
That's interesting. I kind of like this. He's gone towards the door. They have no idea. Misses the shot, but that might be his chance gone. Or is it? He hits the first and can't nail the second. Very difficult position to be in there, but Body closes it out. What a half from Body, I have to say. Not normally a name we talk about too much. Apex, just to note, 4 kills only, but who needs kills when Body's playing like that? Some phenomenal rounds from him overall. They find 11. A couple of blunders in there with the checkers play coming to mind that spiraled into an eco after that. But overall, successful half from G2. They switch over to CT side. They win the pistol. Game pretty much done. You can see the coach there, very passionate one. He's been jumping around, shouting for them throughout the tournament. Been quite fun to follow his journey as well. And you can hear him giving the big speech now to rile up his players and inspire them to bring something great to this second half. There we go. 3-0 in Challenger stage, 2-0 in Legend stage. G2 are yet to drop a map.
You've just ruined it. You've jinxed them.
If I have the power to do that, then the world is a very strange place.
I mean, if Anders is in charge of the simulation,
yeah,
it's already a little strange. Cultist that he is.
Okay, that's escalated. It's going to be the second half. And as we always say, you get 2 minutes here, and I think that's a great chance for this coach to come in. And Iksu, I believe his name is. So we'll see whether his speech there will inspire them as we get into the second half. We'll have 3 sets.
An intimidating man.
He is. He kind of looks over us.
He was staring at us one game in the qualifier.
Wasn't happy, was he?
I crouched down by my monitor and just pretended I wasn't here.
3 sets of armor, and they're going for something quite technical here. 2 smokes, 2 molotovs, a flashbang, and we'll see what this round brings for them. In terms of the initial setup, I can't break it down too much. It's 1 player holding A, 1 at B, 3 in middle. Could go for either an A split or a B split, but Kenny has an Apex encroaching on their position, getting ever closer to find these initial USP headshots. I'll go for a boost, in fact, so that's potentially going to work out for them. They are silent right now. Kenny S will be challenged. He probably goes down here. I don't think he gets a frag out of this one.
Apex happened to go toward A main. That's exactly where they're not. If he'd swung Garage, he might have been able to help Kenny. Instead, he leaves him alone. He's going to have to swing back to the site, and effectively, they're back to where they would have been without the boost, because he now plays high with Shocks. They'll peek together, and together they'll take down Waterfalls. Quick Falls as well. Just Jimka, and just Jimka down by Body, 12-4 G2.
Nice shots from Shoxy, Apex, and Body there. Crisp. USP and P2000 doing a lot of work there. You see what QBF are trying to do? Setting himself up a B split there, but ultimately very clumsy trying to get towards the vent. Shoxy just punishing them and just denying any sort of access to that area. Backed up by Body, finishes things off. 18 kills for him in total. I've like a Waterfall stories on 13 kills. Pretty decent game, nothing too flashy. They will force buy here, of course. If they don't win this one, they'll be 13-4 down, and another re-kill will be coming their way. So, once again, clutching the straws on QBF.
Apex nade towards Sunroom, doesn't quite bounce the right direction. Ricochets back the other way instead. Waterfalls, I think, is calling for a boost. There's a lot of pressure and presence inside of middle, but remember, they only have the pistols. So Waterfalls up now. 3 players from CT back toward Checkers, and they're rotating back from Vents, and Body's going to go passive on middle. G2, remember, yesterday played a retake game on A. They've done similar setup now, but having already cleared through toward B, they're going to start taking over A as well. Very spread out across the map is QBF, and they get the first kill as well. They'll take down Shocks. All for naught. Boomich killed immediately after. Quick. Whoa, Waterfall still manages to step up, but it's Apex to spray down 2. That's all he gets. This is all right. This could be a ball plant at the very least. Waterfalls! What a shot to get down MBK. It wasn't quite the headshot, but by getting aggressive, not only did he preserve his teammate to get the plant, he got the kill, and now Body has to clutch this back.
Again. What can he do here? He has got a decent position. It almost certainly takes down quick. Low HP, 1 versus 1 now. Waterfalls with the M4A4. Looking for the ace, Matthew. Can he pull this one off? I think Body goes for the full defuse. Apparently not. Wins the round. That was unfortunate for Waterfalls after such a performance there to get so many kills. He's been so good for QBF. That might be the last chance. Not going to work out. Body and Suso, I think that's 20 kills now. It is indeed 20 for 9. What a game from him. They've got 3K per player. Waterfalls a little bit more. He didn't go all in on that second round force buy. Do they go for a buy? We'll find out. Apex doing some good work at the start of the round, but Waterfalls firing back with that Desert Eagle. They are going to force it. Why not? They have to at this point. 13-4, 2 AKs, a couple of pistols. Felina got a Deagle. 3 AKs total. It's not an awful buy. See if he finds any sort of success here.
Molotov. Top of the drop, Shocks to push up. Boomich down. Nice shot. Quick. Grab the AK from his deceased teammate. Body tank down to 48. Still going to try and repeat. Lines them up. How perfect is that? Goes for 1. Both happen to be there. Headshot on Valina, and Waterfalls is standing in the same position, so it's all too easy. Quick down next. Apex to rotate in. Not uncommon to see him rotate late in from truck with an M4 to Z. More so because his teammate Body's on 16. And just Jimka remaining. Could be 14-4 G2 any moment.
Is the comeback on?
What's that? The comeback. Is the comeback on? No.
Did anyone predict QBF to?
No, we went all G2.
And that makes sense.
I think there was 3 games we all agreed on today.
Probably. Oh, I think that'd be not the Fnatic game, not the FaZe SK game.
Everyone went Na'Vi. And everyone except you went for Astralis. That was yesterday. Why is that yesterday?
Nice.
Hang on.
Well, you look that up. I'll continue with this round. It's going to be a 3 versus 1. Jimko will take 1 kill, but he's got 30 seconds here. Bomb on his back.
Ah, okay. So everyone went G2, everyone went North, and everyone went Cloud9.
Okay, well, there we go.
Those are the 3 we all agree. It's nice when we agree sometimes when we're friends.
Yeah, it's rare, but...
Even if just for showmanship.
He could win this round. I'll say that bated breath. I'm going to build up a bit of a storyline here. Let's do it. Jim Qua making his way towards the A bomb site now. He has managed to get himself in a position where he'll die.
Definitely
That's the build-up.
Nailed that one.
As soon as I give it a go, I want to have my big highlight moment, and it just all falls apart.
I mean, that could have happened to me with Snacks. It's the big apple.
Yeah,
And
it's
Snacks
true.
is dead.
That would have been not as epic, but quite funny. 14-4, and they have to force by again, I'm afraid. Grim times for the QBF side. This is more in line with what we expect to come into this tournament. Sure, it's a bit of a fairy tale for them in the first stage, and the fact they got 2-0 was amazing. But coming back down to earth, it seems as G2 continue to plow through opponents. A rush coming in from what I can see, 2 towards the door. Or 1 towards the door, I beg your pardon, 3 towards A main, MBK in his position. It's actually called the MBK spot because he played here so much in the past.
MBK playing at NBK.
I just said that, Matt.
Sometimes I don't listen.
I just did his story.
Let's not make a secret. Well, more aggression than KNG on Twitter. They'll run toward the A site, and MBK has the lineup. Body with 1 kill in the mix of it, but he's still got the assist on the other. I suppose you have to throw a Hail Mary at this point. So, I mean, that point, G2 body tagged. 5 HP, careful.
Yeah. Well, this is looking like it's coming to its logical conclusion.
That's awkward spray.
Yeah, and it's going to be match point. This hasn't been the game I was hoping for. I thought, in the pre-game I said it as well, I thought they'd have them on the ropes. It'd be a close game, competitive, but they haven't been the hard-hitting team that we saw throughout the tournament so far. G2 certainly have. Don't get me wrong. They've been lights out. It's not like QBF played like a horrible game or anything like that. You can point loads of holes in it. It's just G2 just looking very sharp, and obviously Kenny S clutching out that 3 versus 1 was the catalyst to QBF's demise. Forced by again. This really is the last chance now. I've said that a couple of times. A couple of UMPs. A Khalil and an AK-47. Shimkar with the AK with no helmets and very little in terms of utility. They're burning. Boomage don't try and boost with the flames there. You will get burnt. Smoke coming in towards the connector. Bounce on the floor again.
Shimkar. He's ready to go to Boston. It used to be Jim Carr, but now it's Jim Ka.
Okay.
Shocks. Good shot. Valina down. Jim Ka kicks him back, however. It's a good trade to get the aggression down in middle. Apex rotates back towards C as a result of it, and NBK and Body will take positions in the A site. So early fortification of mid early from G2. That's certainly something we've seen them do repetitively on Cash over the last week and a bit.
Still within a fighting chance of this round at least. Oh, maybe not for long. Apex, lovely shot there towards Jimcraft. 4 versus 3 now. They are running out of time and weaponry. The AK goes down, recovered by Waterfalls. Bomb on his back. 45 seconds now. As we'll see if QBF have anything left in the tank. I'm not sure they do. They'll set themselves up for... Is this a fake towards B? Not much of one. Kenny S will just devour quick and fall back. Bomb makes his way towards Highway. Very last chance.
NBK staring at Highway. He's not ready toward Ticket. Tries to flick. Waterfalls thinks the fake is sufficient. It actually is. Bodies toward middle. He's the closest one back toward the A site. Boomich is going to try and sneak in potentially behind. Actually, he's going to hold. He wants to get rotation. So Waterfalls versus Body. Apex to join. That becomes the significant fight. And I think Body's aware that Boomich hasn't shown himself directly on a good read.
3 versus 1.
Might be G2 through to Boston. Missed shot. Waterfall certainly makes that likely because that's exactly where he is, and down he goes. It's going to be G2, our first team, a challenger team, now 6-0 into the Boston playoffs.
Yeah, that's more like it from G2. Now they're looking deadly. They're looking like they want to take this major. This is the team we always wanted to see. This kind of performance is always scary to watch. Kenny S is fired up, MBK playing well, and Shoxy finally showing some good form.
First time legend status for Body. It's the first time in ages for Shocks. Believe that or not. I think it's been since mid-2015 that he was a legend, which is incredible considering the skill he possesses. QBF will still have 2 more chances at it. They'll sit 2-1, and again, they'll play tomorrow morning. But a great play from G2. First team in Boston. Well done. Challenger team that's finally reaching potential. Perhaps we'll take a break. We'll come back. It's Astralis Na'Vi, both 1-1, and my goodness, excuse me, Astralis Fnatic, and what a history they have. Whoopsie.
G2 versus Quantum, Bellator, Fire. Who would have thought this would be the first 2-0 game?
Kenny's able to spot 3 HP as he gets away on the AWP's bot space, but Boomich is going directly toward Kenny. Yes! Kenny's lost track of where he's gone, but my God, is he quick? Kenny Shrub is no scrub.
Nice! He's going towards the door. They have no idea. Misses the shot, but that might be his chance. Gone, or is it? He hits the first and can't nail the second.
I know exactly where he is, and down he goes. It's going to be G2, our first team, a challenger team, now 6-0 into the Boston playoffs.
Welcome back to the Eleague Major. We just saw G2 take down Quantum, Bellator, Fire, and I'm sitting here with Shox. So first of all, congratulations, Shox. G2 is the first team to become legends here at the Eleague Major. But not only that, personally for you, how amazing does it feel to finally regain that legend status after nearly 3 years?
It feels good. I think I will definitely think about the next major when we won't be at the qualifier. But it feels good now. I just want to go further.
I saw prior to this game, and MBK tweeted that you guys needed to take it a little bit carefully because of Quantum, Bellator, Fire. So prior to this match, what was the mentality of the team?
Definitely just don't underestimate them. They're gonna play as a challenger. We have to assume the favorites one. And we're gonna win the game if we don't make mistakes, because they are going to do it. And I mean, we lost only 4 rounds, but like 2 of them is because we do mistakes. So that's what mainly the main objective for this match.
Or overall, G2 have looked so good at this major, undefeated, a lot of consistency that you've shown. So how much do you think the different changes you made, like you going back to lurking, have been a big factor to this?
I think it's not only about me. It's the thing like giving more responsibilities to the other player, give them more concern about the game itself, and so they care more about it, and so they can more express themselves, and overall, like, it benefits everyone, I guess.
Well, it's definitely paying off. Congratulations again on becoming a legend. Richard, back to you.
He already was a legend in my heart, Sue, but yes, he's got it for real now. G2 took the shortest route to get to Boston, looking really good, and I think we got to reevaluate whether or not they're contenders, Janko.
Definitely looking like the team to beat so far, as Sue already mentioned, undefeated in these 2 weeks in Atlanta. And I mean, when Kenny S is playing like this and winning these rounds, you know, I think it's a combination of both individuals doing really well for G2, and also you see a dose of polish in their team game that you didn't see up until this year, basically.
Yeah, John, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking obviously about QBF and having their aggressive play style, but, you know, they adopted it, whereas G2 was born in it, so to speak, right? So the French guys have always known how to play against these kind of teams.
Yeah.
And, I mean, after, like you said, that Kenny S clutch, you saw them take that time out, and they already looked like they were in their own heads. I think they were hoping to get a couple more rounds on CT because they wanted to ride off that T side, but not being able to do much. And you look at Body there with 121 ADR on top of Kenny S's clutches. That double kill at B, he takes the site alone. They were just kind of all over him, and as Shock said, the only rounds they really lost was a couple slip-ups, and it was the late round plays, and honestly, a couple whiffs, I remember, from NBK and a couple people late round, but over and all,